Leo, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for your summer solstice oracle reading. Let's get started here for Leo and see what messages will reveal themselves for solstice. Shifting in seasons. Leo. Ooh, what is this one? Fork in the road. Okay. Fork in the road, and bottom of the deck is thinker. So you may have been thinking about a direction change. You may be thinking about moving on a different path moving forward. You might be contemplating that right now. There could be something motivating this, or this could be you just from your own thoughts thinking to yourself, you know, perhaps I need to move in this direction, or perhaps I need to switch paths entirely, or I need to get off of this path and onto that path, you know. Let's see what you may need to surrender. Interesting. Surrender unhealthy relationships popped right out. Letting go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable people or relationships that feel unhealthy. It says toxic people, but I don't like that kind of language. I don't think anyone is necessarily toxic. I think sometimes we're holding energy that's not in alignment, or we may be working through our own experience and in a place that is vibing low. But regardless, there could be unhealthy relationships that are out of alignment with you, or perhaps people treating you in a way that doesn't feel healthy. It's not serving you. You deserve to be treasured by others and surrounded by people that are positive. Again, a little bit judgmental, the language on this card, but I think the overall message is true in the sense that there could be relationships that just aren't serving you right now. They're not of, like, maybe people that aren't emotionally available to you, or people that have, you know, a different agenda entirely that's out of alignment with what you're doing. So needing to surrender those. Oh, and look at this. Surrender the drama. Isn't that interesting? No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered, will help resolve the situation and issues more quickly. So it feels like, Leo, as summer is sort of ushering itself in and the energy in the seasons is changing, you too are changing in the sense of perhaps giving thought to relationships and the amount of drama that is occurring in certain relationships that aren't, it just doesn't feel like it's helping you thrive. Like, these relationships don't feel like they are cultivating sort of this positivity in you. It's almost like there are people around you that are just not treating you kindly, or they're not treating you the way that you want to be treated, or feel like, again, the word deserve makes me think of entitlement, and that's very egoic, that you feel entitled to something. It's almost just like picking relationships that feel like they're in alignment with you, and needing to let go of things that feel overly dramatic, because that forces sort of this energy of, like, within you, that you feel like you can't stay centered, you feel triggered. There could be some overly dramatic energy around certain relationships that's not serving you, and you've been thinking about moving away from that. And it feels like your reading is coming through consistently with those kind of ideas. Let's see what will come through on the creativity oracle. Oh, this card flipped over right away. Card 13, Fork in the Road, is also 13. Innovation. It says here, have fun, experiment, inventing something that surprises and has never existed before. That makes me think that in your thinking, be innovative. You know, as you're considering sort of surrendering certain relationships that don't feel like they're in alignment with you, perhaps being innovative about that is going to serve you in some way. So that could involve, like, how you surrender the unhealthy relationships. Are you going to do it with a lot of drama and this, like, big announcement that I don't want to know you anymore, and or are you just going to peacefully move along your business? You know what I mean? Changing the path you're on, but not in a dramatic way, right? It's almost like you have to be innovative in how you decide to do this. That seems to be what's coming through for you. The bottom of the deck is cycles. Exactly. You don't need to judge anybody and say you're toxic. You know, I just find that to be so judgmental when I hear that. The wind blows and the wheel turns. We go through cycles just like nature, and because we are a part of nature. And that's the whole point of this reading, is that the energy of the seasons are changing, and so are we. We change along with nature. And I feel like you're being guided to move towards relationships that feel less dramatic, less triggering, less unhealthy for what your energy is today. You know what I mean? Like, there could be energy coming from others that just feels like whatever their experience is right now, it's not in alignment with what your sort of experience needs to thrive. You know what I mean? It's not so much about judging the person. It's just the alignment is off between you and another right now, perhaps, or you and many people. And it could be kind of creating an unhealthy dynamic of maybe people pleasing, or you may be trying to, sacrifice in order to see that person feel and be more happy with the relationship. When really it's about taking each other as we are, or saying, this doesn't work for me, and it's not so much that people are toxic. I don't think. I just think sometimes we get caught up in stuff and cycles, right? And sometimes we need an innovative way to surrender the drama. Just by walking away, that's enough sometimes. Let's see here. But without judgment, because that judgment will end up creating resentment maybe. And it also creates judgment, which isn't, we're sort of meant to observe everything without creating that judgment. I think, anyway, you can decide what feels right for you. Let's see here. What is the final message for Leo for the solstice reading? Ooh, soul power. I love it. Always remember, you're a soul that comes with a body, not a body that comes with a soul. You're a spiritual being having a human experience, my friends. Never forget. Your soul is the true essence here, and you have unlimited supply of soul power at your command whenever you need it. So again, sort of pointing you back to the idea that we don't need to get too entangled in drama. Just remember that you're having a human experience, and so observe, take it all in, and see what resonates for you, right? Bottom of the deck is soul solitude. So you got soul power and soul solitude. Very interesting. Your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world or certain relationships, but also to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet. A place for soul solitude. This is a time to pause, a time to reflect. It's a time for you. It's a time for you to figure out what resonates for you with relationships. And I do feel strongly that sort of like staying away from judging the other person, that can be a distraction, right? Focus on you, just like the cards are saying here. This is a time for you. It's not a time for you to sort of decide who's toxic and who's not toxic. This is a time for you to decide what relationships feel like they're in alignment and which ones don't feel like they're in alignment. All based on you. And we're all cycling through changes all the time. So surrendering any kind of drama and sort of being innovative with how you change your thoughts about this, instead of focusing on the person, bringing it back to the self and seeing what resonates for you, what's in alignment with you, what's in balance with you. Those are the relationships that you probably are needing right now. You know what I mean? Those are the relationships that probably are going to teach you something in this moment. A very interesting reading for you, Leo. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me for this solstice reading, and I am sending you so much love and light and wishing you a very happy solstice. Take care, my friends.